Like everybody is trying to get into podcasting nowadays, and it's so easy to do it. All you need to do is download the application, the mobile app, Anchor. It's like the easiest way to record a podcast. It lets you edit your podcast. It will distribute your podcast to all of the platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all of that. You can also make money from Anchor. Yes. Anchor will actually become one of your sponsors. So you can actually make a couple of bucks from people listening to your podcast. So you want to know how to get started? Download the free Anchor app. Just go to anchor.fm to get started. Hold up. So Will and Jada were separated for a hot second. And then Jada got entangled with August Alsina. Don't go nowhere. We got to talk about this.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yeah.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
What's going on, chill listeners? It's your host, King Aries. It's the weekend. And I'm sitting here sipping on my Merlot, on my wine. It's real chill. Y'all, I've had like a rough week. So we had to lay off like 38 employees. So it's been such an emotional week and such a trying week. And even going into next week is probably going to be much of the same. So, you know, I'm really taking this weekend all in. But let me tell you, when this whole thing came out about Jada Pinkett-Smith, and August Alsina, the R&B singer, I had to do a podcast. To tell you the truth, I wasn't going to do a podcast tonight because I just wasn't feeling it. But I had to do one. And all of a sudden, I got all the energy in the world to do one. So it won't be long, but I just had to go ahead and put this on out. So in case you all didn't hear, Jada Pinkett-Smith has come out and said that her and the singer, R&B singer, August Alsina, did in fact have a relationship. This came out on her new episode of the Red Table Talk with Will. So apparently, Will and Jada's son, Jaden Smith, introduced August into the family back in 2015. So Jada explained to Will, quote, "The outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health," talking about August Alsina. "We found all those different resources to pull him through, and from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time," end quote. So Will replied back saying that, yeah, you and I were done. And Jada was like, yeah, you and I had decided to go our separate ways. But see, Will was good anyway, because Will basically probably went back to the UK to kick it with old girl he'd been seeing since 2008, allegedly. But let me tell you all this. I knew August wasn't lying because his story, if you all remember like a week or two ago, his story that he told on the podcast, I forgot whose podcast he was on, but he was talking to somebody on their podcast. His story was a little too detailed to come up with, just to make up. You know, it was too detailed. I can tell that he was telling the truth. And we all know that Jada and Will be doing all types of stuff outside of the marriage anyway. That's why Will is still kicking it with old girl in the UK. All right, so let's break this on down. Jada, you got that shalanga-dang-dang that you wanted from August Alsina. And August got that Kit Kat that he had been wanting from you. So y'all both pretty much got what you wanted out of the deal. And August went and told the masses about it. Now, Jada had mentioned to Will that she was, quote, entangled in a relationship. And Will was like, what the hell you mean by entangled? So Jada had replied back pretty much saying, yes, we were in a relationship. Now, if you all can remember, August Alsina also said that he was given permission from Will to slip and slide all inside of Jada. Well, Jada and Will both confirmed that that was not true. And Jada even said herself, quote, the only person that can give permission in that circumstance is myself. Well, she pretty much gave him that permission because they done did what they did. Through that particular journey, this is what Jada said. I've learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was able to do some really deep healing. End quote. Well, actually, if you think about it, quiet as it's kept, while she was doing some deep healing, August must have been giving it to her all types of deep because she was in love with August Alsina. So this is the thing. If they like it, I love it. And we all know that they're both actors, Will and Jada. So I wouldn't be surprised if they acted the shit out anyway. But it is what it is. But people are also saying that August put this out. You know, he had dropped the bomb because he had an album that was coming out. And I think the album came out like 2 weeks ago. But check this out. The album was straight to number 78 on the R&B Billboard chart. So we can debunk that fact already. So y'all, I got to get out of here, but I had to get this off my chest. Make sure you add the podcast on Facebook by searching for the Chill Spot Podcast. Also, like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. I'm done. I'm out of here, y'all. Love you. Peace.
Hey, Chill listeners. You can now enjoy the Chill Spot on Facebook. Just search for the Chill Spot Podcast and click like.